Hey y'all, hey. Happy
Hey,
Saturday. Welcome again to another edition of the Let's Be Clear radio show live on YouTube, Creative Streams Live app, Ustream, not Ustream. Ustream's played out, right? We're on Twitch, YouTube, and all other social media platforms. So today is Saturday, and of course, it's the Let's Be Clear show. What up, Nick?
what's up?
How you doing?
I's okay. How you doing?
I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain today. It's been a long week. I've been working like a government mule and ain't seeing no reparations for it yet. But
I
hopefully
know.
one day it'll come. Take
Yep.
these glasses off because they look like they're flashing. But anywho, it's Saturday, so we gonna get right on into it. There's a lot of things to talk about. What we gonna talk about first? Let's talk about. Okay, so I've been saying this for a long time, right? And I'm gonna say it again. I wish you people would leave Chris Brown alone because he is not for playing with. Okay, so apparently, he got into it. What's his name?
Quavo.
Quavo from the Migos, and he bodied him. He bodied
Mm,
him. That was like I because everybody was talking about it, and I just was like seeing things on social media about it or whatever, but I never actually got a chance to listen to both of the tracks.
mm-hmm.
So I'm like, wait a minute. Um, did they forget about Chris Brown? Did they forget that he does have bars, like he can go at it with you? And I guess Quavo did, and then like what he did was all he did was buried himself even more with that comeback that he had. When I
Mm-hmm.
tell you Breezy went in, and the only thing that Quavo could say was call him the a crackhead Michael Jackson. Well, at least he's
Yeah.
being compared to Michael Jackson. But what Michael Jackson got to do with anything that you got to put him in there? But he like I listened to it and I was like, you got to be kidding me. Why are y'all? Why they won't leave Chris Brown alone? That's my whole take on it. Leave the brother alone because he's coming with smoke every time he come. Yes, he can sing, he can dance, he can act, and apparently y'all forgot he can rap too. Because Quavo he got everything he deserved.
Ever.
That was horrible. So
But
they was at the end of the road. They was doing the memes that like
I think it just
yo he that's what they saying he got crushed by a singing nigga. But yeah, that was awful. I almost felt bad for him. But I am a Chris Brown fan. I love Chris Brown, and I
mm-hmm.
definitely wish that they will let him. I mean, it's not that he's not living because he is living. Apparently, he's doing what he got to do, but they're not giving him what he deserves because of his past. Because of his past, and like Chris Brown said in the track, that didn't he beat up a girl on the elevator? Like he beat up a girl on the elevator, and you don't hear them talking about that. So I don't know why he would choose to bring up, and you breaking up, girl. I don't know what you doing. But anyway, yeah. Until she get it right, I'm gonna continue to talk about Chris Brown. Yeah, they keep bringing up his past, and a lot of people have a past. We all have a past. But when do you decide that you're gonna let this brother live, and not keep bringing up his past? He paid for his mistakes. He's did what he had to do to try to revive himself, and that's what he's doing. And people need to leave him alone. And I totally agree that they need to leave him alone because that it just really don't make no sense. And then you're going to come at him and try to diss him on the track and then get dissed yourself because that made you look real bad, like real bad. So I don't know. But anywho, I don't know where Nikki went, but maybe she'll be back soon. Um, the next thing we're gonna talk about is our little crazy president, or well, he's not the president yet, but he keeps getting himself into a heap of trouble with this court case that he's in, and he don't know how to shut his mouth. So they thinking about putting his ass in jail, which I think they should. I don't even think that I don't even think that he should be able to run for president due to the fact that he has all these criminal charges against him and all these lawsuits and all of this stuff. He needs to really chill. Like, and then you keep talking and you talking nonsense and and nobody knows what you're talking about. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So I don't know. We need to they say you always should stick with the devil you know and opposed to getting a brand new devil, but I don't know what we got running for president. I don't know if there's anybody else that we could vote for, or you guys can vote for, because I ain't voting for none of these suckers because they're not giving me anything. They give you a whole bunch of promises and all of this stuff, and then at the end of the day you get nothing. You know, our cities are still struggling. The economy is still struggling. Well, the economy is not struggling because, you know, everybody is raising prices on everything, and in order for us to live, we have to buy these things, and I don't know. I really don't know what's going on in our country or the world, but I do know that something has got to give. Something has got to give, and it has to give like rapidly. So we're gonna find out what's going on with what's going on, Wiz. Hey, Wiz. Our brother Wiz is tuned in.
Hey,
I don't know
Wiz.
what happened. I don't know what happened to Nikki. She gone. You still there?
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't see you.
keep going.
Keep going. I'm going. So okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about before we get into our little hot topics for today, because we're gonna need everybody's feedback for this hot topics thing. So the next thing that I wanted to get into was the backlash that Stephen A. Smith is getting now. I have a problem with Stephen A. Smith because, from my understanding, isn't he supposed to be? I don't know if he's a journalist or is he's a sportscaster or what. What is Stephen A. Smith? What is his job? Is his job to report sports, or is his job to report everything that's going on in the world? Because he made one of the dumbest statements of all dumb statements when he said, and then my thing is this: once you put shit out in the atmosphere, it's really hard to take that shit back. So you got to own up to it, mean what you say, and say what you mean. Because Stephen A. Smith said something about black people relating to Donald Trump because of all the stuff that they've been through and his criminal cases. Like, what made you even
Wow,
attempt to say something like that?
wow.
Like, because you relate to Donald Smith, because he relates to Donald Trump. That means that all black people relate to Donald Trump. What went on in your life that happened that you feel that Donald Trump is somebody that you can relate to? And the one person that totally went off on him was Dale Hughley. I'm gonna need you to get your mic and stuff together because you are all over the place with that. I don't know what's going on with her system today, but I'm gonna just keep coming on. Oh, so Stephen A. Smith is a sportscaster, but he's all over the place. He needs to. What I need him to do is I need him to just sit down and do what you do to pay attention to the business that pays you. Because when you cut, like, he's all over the place with every single thing, and I'm trying to realize like what is going on. And then you making these asinine uh statements, and you got black people looking at you like you stupid, because that was dumb. You know what I'm saying? That was real dumb for him to say that black people can relate because of their criminal backgrounds, or whatever the statement was. However, I thought that, Dale Hughley did justice when he put him on blast and said to him, maybe that's the people that you're surrounding yourself with that can relate to Donald Trump, but not all black people. And I think he just needs to sit down and relax, because my thing is this, like I said, once you put stuff out there in the open, you got to leave it there. You can't take it back, because now you got black people looking at you like you all kinds of crazy. And I believe that you are all kinds of crazy for saying that. And it is what it is. So yeah, Stephen A. Smith, you go on the donkey's wall. We ain't gonna call you a jackass, but you definitely go on the donkey's wall, because you had no business saying none of that stuff. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. It's like, yo, you's a sportscaster, and you talking about why. I mean, like, all right. So I listened to Don Lemon, right? And Don Lemon is he's not only he has his own podcast on YouTube. Y'all need to check that out. And one of them that I recommend that people watch is the interview he did with what's the guy? Elon Musk. That's a must watch. And he is a journalist. He reports the news. He was on CNN. He's uh, a newscaster, I guess you can call him that, or whatever they call him. But he's a journalist, and he does his homework, and he really puts out stuff that people want to hear. But when you're a sportscaster and you all over the place, you should probably try to stay in your lane, because when you start getting into politics like that and you making these statements, people are not agreeing with you. People are looking at you like you crazy. So Wiz said people fail to realize when they reach financial freedom, they lose touch of where they came from and no longer relate to. Absolutely, because I mean, he's from here. He's from New York. Um, I think I seen one interview with him where he said he was born in the Bronx but raised in Queens. So if you was born in the Bronx and raised in Queens, that means you're a New Yorker. So why would you make statements like that about our people? Makes no sense. Okay, well, whatever. So now I'm pretty sure that he's getting all kinds of hate mail and stuff like that, because don't nobody want to hear that bullshit, especially our people. When you supposed to be one of us, but okay, whatever. So I don't know what happened to Nikki. She was having some technical difficulties, so I'm gonna just keep going. Um, I said I wasn't gonna talk about this no more, because to me is irrelevant, and but I guess I will say something about this whole Diddy case. And I just saw something on what is that? Some news thing that he said that he's going to court to see if he can drop some of these pumped up charges against him. But my whole thing is this: if you did the crime, eventually you're gonna have to do the time. So a lot of people are saying that he's trying to throw his kids under the bus to to free up himself from some of those charges. I seen something that one of his sons got arrested, but I don't know, because there's a lot of fake news out there, so I don't know what's real and what's not real. But you know, everything that's done in the dark is definitely going to come to life, and eventually you're going to have to pay for your crimes. And if anybody in your camp was down with that, they're going to have to pay for it as well. So we're going to just let that lie where it is. So Nikki must still be gone, and I'm going to keep moving on. Let me remind you guys about June 8th. We be Creative Streams Live app will be having a Kings and Queens sneaker ball that is on June 8th here in the city. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets for that. It's going to be a good time because we always have a good time when we get together. And that's that. So make sure y'all look on Nikki's page or my page on Facebook or Instagram to find out more details and information. Y'all can get that there. Also, up and coming news. To celebrate, we've been trying to do, different things for breast cancer awareness. So this year, what we're going to do is we're going to have a bus ride in honor of breast cancer awareness. We're going to have a bus ride going up to the Nordic Lodge and Foxwood, where you can for those who don't gamble, Foxwood also have shopping outlets, so you can do shopping or whatever. I'm looking at the tentative date of October 5th, but the flyer will come out shortly. I'll let you guys know when that, well, you guys will see the flyer when it comes out. Also, how to make payments, and of course we'll have a payment plan, because we know that these days are hard, these times are hard out here, so you can't afford, well, not you, but some people, and maybe a lot of people can't afford, you know so we will be doing payment plans so that y'all can get in tune with that. And yeah, I'm looking, like I said, I'm looking at the tentative date of October 5th. And we're not going to kill your pockets, but some of the proceeds will definitely be going towards the breast cancer. What else we got coming up? I think that's it. I think that's all that's coming up right now. However, we need to let's get into these hot topics, because I got some topics that I got from my brother Wiz. Shout out to Wiz. He's on the check-in. He's always on the check-in. He's always listening. Shout out to Wiz. Shout out to Gatekeeper. Shout out to Behind Enemy Lines on IXS Radio. So they doing big things over there too. One day they're gonna come up here and they're gonna do some things with us. So one of the topics that we're gonna do is let me go back to this one first. Let me see what this one's about. Okay, so the first topic that we're going to get into is, does a woman's sex drive depends on how you treat her? Now that's a question to be answered by the women out there. Do women think that if a man treats them well, that contributes to their sex drive? I'm going to say, if you already have a high sex drive, then I don't think that would make a difference as to whether he treats you good or not. I mean, that might be better for him, but is it better for you? Because some people do have high sex drives, and they just have high sex drive. Sometimes, I'm not gonna say that with them treating you good. I would say if you're attracted to them, in order to have to have some type of sex drive towards your partner or whatever, you have to also be attracted to them. It's not just about how they treat you. because they can treat you well and you couldn't, and you might not be physically attracted to them. So does that play a part in it? Yes, it does. I mean, you have to be, to me, you have to be physically attracted to someone in order to have that high sex drive for them. But yeah, how they treat you also will make a difference, you know. If they treat you with the respect that you need and deserve, then I guess that can also play a part in it as well. But yeah, I think that it's more or less of having that physical attraction to someone that makes you sexually attracted to them. You have to have some type of chemistry as far as in the bed, because sometimes you can be in the bed with somebody and they ain't doing a good job. So just because he treats you nice, you're gonna lay down and you're gonna give him some. Because I mean, yes, Wiz said, cause the mental, yes, cause it's mental. If it's off, it's a lower level. It will be lower. It will lower it. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, I think that it is a mental thing too, but it's also physical, because you can have a high sex drive, right? And you can be in the bed with somebody, but they're not satisfying you in the bed. So you're gonna keep having sex with them until, I mean, yeah, it is mental, because sometimes women or men can please themselves, but I think it's more of an overall everything. Like you definitely have to go with what they're feeling at the time. Hold on, let me try to get Nikki back.
One, two,
You
two.
here?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Okay, we
You
can
hear
hear you
me?
now. You there? You ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're doing the topic of, what was the topic? The sex drive.
Oh,
Um
okay.
does a woman's sex drive, is a woman's sex drive based on how a man treats her? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna agree to disagree, because like I was just saying to Wiz says yes, because it's mental. If it's off, it will lower it. So like I was saying, like if you have, like if you're having sex with somebody
I'm
that's
still
not
here.
pleasing you,
Mm-hmm.
if you're having sex with somebody that's not pleasing you, then how do you cope with that? Like, can you really like be with somebody that's not pleasing you in bed, but just because he's treating you nice, that means that, you know, you overlook all of that just to be with them? Like, because even though I always say that sex is not the most important part in a relationship, but it does help. And to me, you have to be physically, mentally, and emotionally attracted to someone to make that work. And you know, if you want a healthy relationship without cheating, then you have to have somebody that's going to please you in all those areas, because you know that's why we have cheaters and people that cheat, because they're not being fulfilled in all areas. Do you agree or disagree? Okay, she's not there again. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Wiz, do you agree or disagree? Do you agree that, you know, you have to have somebody that's going to be there mentally, physically, and emotionally in order for you to you know, build that whole thing up with them?
Also,
Do you wanna stop this live and start over, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's your end or my end, but you are all over the place. So we're gonna come back. Let's stop this. Let's end this live now, and we're gonna try to get this together so that we both can be here.